and grab Zed and Montgomery.
What was the Great Collapse or something? Is that what happened?
The stagnation.
Seems that manners were also lost in the Great Stagnation.
Is this old man fucking bothering you, Zed? Don't worry about it. I recognize him. He just lives across the road. Bugger off, old man.
What's it with the old men? What's it with the old men today? First it was the old man with the fucking monkey, and now it's this Poindexter.
You, sir?
Montgomery's the name. Remember it.
And I am Professor Henry Sinclair Chalmers III.
Just
Not old man.
You see the way he talks? He talks like he's, like there's something wrong with him. Not everyone has a wonderful accent like you, Montgomery. Right.
I will cast Vanish on myself.
Okay. Hey, where the fuck did he go?
And then I will cast Silent Image silently.
Okay.
And I will create the most mind-bending image. Which one is the guy giving me lip? The one in the orange?
The one with the orange hair has the Scottish accent, yes.
Would I know... Yeah, I'm gonna...
You almost made me choke on my drink. Silence.
Something that looks like a female of his race, and probably quite beautiful, buxom young lass, and she'll reach out to him as if lovingly, and then I think her skin will start to flay off of itself as she moans silently and bursts into flames at his feet.
Okay.
Jesus. So, you gonna let him in now?
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is that? And you notice that the two, they're like this, and they kind of go running away from the door. This is an opening for you to go into the door if you wanted. They're both looking at it. They might see the door opening, but they definitely don't see you. It's kind of like they both got startled by this horrible apparition. There are people in the street that are also sort of glancing over what's going on and hurrying along quickly.
I will not go in, but I will walk away.
Given that Zephyros and Fareosae are busy, you might have to go to go find Manny and Luudo.
I will go seek out my favorite Yond and his tall friend.
You overhear them. You overhear Montgomery saying, "I told you we shouldn't have fucking took this job. Guarding a wizard's dangerous." That was disturbing, whatever it was. You think the place is haunted? Of course it's haunted. A wizard lives there.
Fucking mouthy thugs.
All right, what is Luudo and what are Luudo and Manny doing at the Mirage Hotel when Henry arrives? And I'm just gonna
Neil, your keyboard is incredibly loud.
Neil, can you Neil?
Yo.
Can you mute while you're typing? Thanks. It's some powerful typing over there.
that was some fan level typing.
It's some narrator typing. It's like, I'm just typing what you say, Marty.
I keep a pretty good diary.
Yep. What are you guys doing at the Mirage Hotel? The Mirage Hotel has like a small-ish saloon kind of at the bottom of it. You've already robbed them of a book, like a holy book that they've noticed is missing. Book of Healing. The Book of Healing. Like, people have come in and like, where'd the book go? Some bastard stole it.
That chuckle silently. We're probably drinking, arm wrestling each other.
It's a pretty one-sided contest. You get to use both arms.
Yeah.
You want me to throw you across the room again, boss man?
No, one more time, please. One more drink, I think I'll get you.
Okay, so Manny is arm wrestling you by putting his arm down on the table. You're standing up on the table and pushing against him. So let's do an opposed CMB check. It's not impossible, but it will be difficult.
I can't.
Manny's got a +10 on his CMB. $26.
I can do it. 10.
Okay, so he's sitting there as you're like trying to push against his arm. The place seems to be pretty slow. A lot of people don't have enough money to just idle away the middle of the afternoon, drinking and drinking in the hotel bar, basically. The proprietor doesn't care. You guys have paid pretty well, and you're not really bothering anyone. When the professor walks in.
Henry, St. Chalmers, the third.
Ah, my good lads, how are you this fine afternoon?
Oh, good. I just destroyed my friend here in a few arm wrestling matches.
Ooh.
He raised an eyebrow, like seriously. Seriously, bro.
Friends with the barkeep. I pick up. I've obviously been drinking a little bit.
Ah,
What
yes.
brings you? What brings you to this gorgeous lounge bar?
Well, I was out for a bit of a walk and was wondering if you chaps would like to run a few errands. The sleazy kind, I might add.
Oh, all right. As he kind of finishes up the last little thimble of a drink he actually has. Manny, what say you?
Manny's already bored with your arm wrestling attempts, so he's already standing up and grabbing his spare halfling sling staff.
Yeah.
He's got a spare one because his other one is with the fan, with getting magic put on it.
Well, I guess we won't be leg wrestling then, huh, Manny?
I'm not even sure how that worked, boss man.
You'll see. All right. I hop down from my stool. It's like,
He was about to say something, but he decided not to.
So what do either of you know about skin grafters?
very little to nothing, I think. It throws me out.
Yes, well,
What is skin grafting?
well, it's a process of attaching something onto your body, something a little extra. Say, a magic bag of holding made out of human flesh, perhaps?
You wants to wear the pouch.
Well,
I give a gag.
yes, well, it seems that as a wizard you can never have enough pockets. But the district where the particular one I know of is a bit on the rough and tumble side. Couple strapping young lads such as yourself should be quite adequate bodyguards, I would think.
I think we got him, don't we?
I thought we were going to Devil's Fork.
I'm sure. Well, do you know where? Well, let me check the card. I pull the card out and look at it to see if I can get an address on
It's
it.
sort of on the way. Like you could just kind of take a bit of an arc. You could go to Devil's Fork first or last, but it is the closer of the two buildings. The closer of the two areas.
It's a bit on the way. Perhaps we could stop off on the way there.
Or, yeah, I suppose.
On the way back.
Maybe we can find a deal or something, get that grafted onto you real cheap.
Now that's an idea.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Come now, when you come to be my age, Manny, you will have a bit of a different outlook on the gross functions of the human body.
He blinks, grabs his bag, and is already walking out the door.
Manny, come on.
Like he doesn't want to think about what you were saying. He's just shaking his head. Still gross.
I saw you throw a stone through a man's face.
You should be fine.
It doesn't mean I want it on my face.
This is true.
Okay. You go to Devil's Fork Pawn Shop. The place is a fortress. It has no windows. It's got iron reinforcing on the stonework and strange kind of like sparkly stuff inside the mortar work. It's got blades kind of along the sides of it, like it doesn't want to keep birds or other big things from landing on it, and some sort of like curled barbed wire, like chicken wire, around any roost for pigeons. Mm-hmm. It's got two heavy doors that would take probably a unit of soldiers and a battering ram to batter down, or perhaps a cannon. Those rare things. But the door is open. It's almost like a door within the door because the big door is too big and probably still locked. A small door, and you can see every once in a while like a shadowy figure go in and out of something that basically has a big placard that says, it's not even a placard, it is in the stone. It says Devil's Fork Pawn Shop.
Lovely place, wouldn't you say?
Quite charming. Very solid. Shall we?
I suppose there's nothing left to do but enter that fortress.
Okay. You walk in, and there are neat rows of things on display. Some of them, actually, there's no dust in here, just really big rows of shelving with things on display, and it looks like there are cabinets under the things on display. Everything has a nice little tag on it. You can see that there's some glass work at the back, kind of like glass casing. There's also some signage that suggests that some of the pawned items are sold in booths, kind of like confessional booths almost. But confessional booths, there's definitely a very solid, perhaps partially metal mason work wall that separates the front half of the building from the back half of the building. And there are 3 booths where you can see somebody sitting down, and behind a curtain is kind of like talking to somebody on the other side of the wall through like slits and slats.
Peculiar operation.
There is so that's to the right hand side of the back. To the left hand side there are some counters and what look like a very, very heavily fortified, just general counter that you can go up to and talk to people on. Patrolling the aisles is a man in black leather armor with 2 kukris at his belt. He's human. He's got slicked back hair, and he's just slowly mirroring your movements. He is obviously watching you as you walk into the store.
I'll walk up to him.
There was something about the bell of the store that bothered you. It's like it told a much deeper bell in your mind as opposed to the little ding-a-ling that it made when you walked in through the small door. Like it's continuing to echo like the bells of hell in the distance.
Some style.
Nice little touch there.
There is an ever so slightly spicy sulfuric smell in the store. You can't tell whether it's incense done on purpose or perhaps incense on top of a sulfury smell.
That nudge Manny like, you fart?
Sorry, that may have been me.
Just outside, you gonna do it in here?
Manny laughs a little bit. This man that's sort of mirroring your movement down the aisle, you can kind of see you every once in a while as you're passing. He's just slowly moving. You could hear his like horseman boots slowly making the clip clops as he's walking along with you.
Excuse me, young man. Do you work here?
Yes. He's got a very deep and raspy voice.
Then perhaps you could help us find some items.
I'm security.
Then is there perhaps a curator or a shopkeep who would know what's in inventory?
You either want to talk.
Oh? This is our first time in this establishment. We're not quite familiar with the rules.
You may want to talk to the proprietor then. He points to the large desk. You can see some they're like gnomes, but they're like goblins. Picture the Gringotts gnomes from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them that are like handling where people are either probably pawning their items or they're handling the exchange of money. But you can see this man comes into view behind the main desk or kiosk, if you will. He's got a crown of horns, a luxurious looking almost silky robe with some rounded collars. He's got a well-trimmed beard and a smile that could charm grandmothers.
You must be the owner of this establishment.
Welcome. Welcome.
My friend here found your business card, I believe.
I am Diabolden,
Ah, nice to meet you.
owner and proprietor of the Devil's Fork. It is always good. He actually steps out from underneath, like out of a door beside the kiosk to come out to greet you.
Ah, now.
He still has a small counter where things can be appraised, and there are some stuff inside of glass counters. He does offer you this very, very elongated fingered hand. You realize he's got an extra knuckle on each of his digits, which makes his hand sort of like long and creepy. He's got black sharpened fingernails, but he offers you a hand to shake.
I'll definitely shake it.
Okay.
Turning to Luudo, I'll be like, "Now you see, Luudo, and I thought that honest, decent folk had gone from this world. Thank you, sir. You are the first kind person I've met in quite some time. So rude these days."
Indeed, apparently my reputation precedes me.
Oh.
Luudo, is it? I never forget a face or a name.
Oh, good.
He says with a smile. He's got slightly fanged teeth.
Do I know you?
Well, you know me now.
Oh, okay.
Diabolden. He reaches down to...
Bolden. I can only really grab one of his fingers, I guess, right? He's a big man.
Part of my name means gift.
Oh. Do you give things to people?
Sometimes I feel it necessary to get rid of some of my inventory, and I know how to drive a good bargain. So you could say I do like gifts.
Ah. Lovely place you have here.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
And who are you, Manny? Well, welcome, Manny.
As I was saying, my friend here found the flyer for your establishment, and seems that you deal in interesting curios. We thought we would stop by, inquire after a few particular items, browse the inventory.
Scrambling along the tabletop like it's hard to move. For some reason, it's using its wings to crawl around, like it crawled up the side of the tabletop. Is this little tiny impish creature?
Master, I have the inventory list for you.
Ah, thank you, Zimp. Can't you see I'm with customers?
Oh, yes, Master. Where do you want me to put the inventory list?
Just leave it where you found it.
Oh, yes, Master. Very good.
It goes scrambling back with this piece of vellum in its hands. Ah, don't mind Zimp. He's a very hard worker. And good workers are hard to find.
Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. And you?
Are you here to pawn or to buy? To peruse my wares? Or to see if I have anything special?
Inquire after special items, perhaps take a look at your stock. Manny, Luudo, was there anything in particular you were shopping for?
I have a weapon you might be interested in.
A weapon? Yes, we do deal in a number of weapons. I'll D.
Okay.
For destruction, he smiles.
I'm being very weary of this smile.
He's just very smooth and silky.
I'm into this guy. He's the first nice person.
Wait, do I know if is he a satyr?
Yeah, you give me a knowledge planes.
I'll do
Or knowledge local. You'll get a slightly different answer.
Oh, I haven't met one yet.
Give me a knowledge local?
Yeah.
25 for the professor on planes.
Okay.
$16.
That's what you learn with yours. 16.
Yeah.
He's known as the honest fiend.
That seems okay. Okay.
Kind of looks like a devil man,
Right.
but he's an honest fiend.
Okay. That's a street name.
Good old-fashioned lawful evil.
Okay.
The fact that he allows people to pawn things in private, you're starting to wonder if he's a fence. What languages do you speak?
In common.
Hin and trade common. Okay, so you don't know any sort of like cant or
No.
like a thieves' cant or anything like that. I forget what we called it here.
Station cant.
Station cant. You don't know station cant. Okay. You've been too long out of the mix to know what sort of slang criminals use.
Been in the mountains. Okay. Will there be someone in aisle 5? Was it that'll assist me?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I can assist you.
Very good. I'm going to pull out my. Well, first off, I'm gonna slip that ring off of my slashing grace and hand him it's a mace, right?
What is this? Is this something you wish to pawn or sell?
Well, sell if it's a good price, or trade for something that you might strike my fancy.
Yes, of course. We do offer store credit.
Store credit. I see.
At a favorable rate. I assure you.
Okay.
Perhaps we should take this into one of the booths.
Can Manny come?
Of course.
Huh. Very good. What about Henry? Would you like to join us?
Of course.
He kind of takes from underneath one of the counters what looks like a bag, and he sort of throws it on top of the weapon.
What does that do?
Something to cover the weapon so that others may not see.
Others.
I like how you do business, sir. Quite professional.
He smiles, a gracious smile, and bows. Please, go and see the little rapscallions over there. They will assess the value of the thing that you have brought us.
Before we do, can I ask you a quick question, and we won't take up any more of your time?
Oh, I am here to serve. It is a pleasure of mine to serve customers.
Splendid. Well, this area of the slough in particular was at once host to a rather esoteric cult, followers of a certain ancient one. I was wondering if by any chance you would come into possession of any of their objects, perhaps their writings or curios related to their particular sect. Perhaps you've heard of their deity, Malbut and Buchrabech, as it were?
Oh my. Yes, I've heard the name whispered.
Yes.
I shall have to check our stalls to see if we have anything of his.
Oh, splendid.
Of course, he used to have a temple around here. More of a mausoleum, but...
Yes, I believe it's been renovated. Serves a different sort of purpose these days, as I understand it.
I shall go and have a look immediately. While the three of you go and have this wonderful mace appraised by the goblins.
Thank you, sir.
He smiles and bows and slowly...
Master, I have the inventory here.
Yes, Zimp. I'll be there in a moment.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Okay. So Luudo wanders over and you can see there's an open spot and there's a goblin that...
Yes.
I have this mace. I want to see what I can get for it.
Put it in a box.
And this kind of shelf opens up.
Oh, is he behind like a grate?
Yeah, he's there. There's a set of bars and a little window. You're sitting in a cornered off area at some seats and like a compartment, like a shelf got pushed out towards you.
Now, can I see if there's a door leading into this little area that this guy is standing in?
He's in a little room on his side. Yes.
It's that door seem to have a lock on it, and if it's on the back wall, where he would say enter that room safely.
Yes, there's it does look like there's a lock on the door. It looks like there's benches around him with like little tools and appraisal tools and a merchant scale, and that's what you can kind of see. He kind of frowns now that he sees that you're kind of poking and looking around inside there.
Put the thing in the box. I don't.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You just have a lot of interesting tools.
I don't think we've anything to worry about, Luudo. These folks seem like rather honest chaps.
I'm going to drop it in the box, slide it.
Okay. Of course, the thing you're dropping in the box is... Let me just have a look. It is called the Blood Star. This is the +1 wounding morning star.
Yeah.
You guys know the item belonged to the Inquisitors of Fane and was commonly used to injure and track their quarry.
It's a good one to sell to the fence.
Let me just look up wounding.
No questions asked.
Okay. The goblin looks at it. He does a few things. He taps a crystal against it. The crystal glows. He compares the crystal to something. He raises an eyebrow. He kind of glances at you.
Give him a big smile.
One moment, please.
They shut the little window.
Now,
You can hear something on the inside knocking. It also sounds like the drawer moved, that where you put the thing in, but it didn't come back out towards you. You now hear 2 goblins.
so we can't see anything inside.
Well, they shut the little.
Okay.
You can hear 2 goblins talking. You hear a bell being rung. There's now a 3rd goblin talking.
I'm gonna look and see what the guard's doing right now. Just to see.
The guard's just like wandering around the store and doesn't seem to care that you're doing anything. In fact, he's watching some human that's looking in a bargain bin.
Bargain bin. I'm just kind of lean forward toward, like, what is this?
Do you speak goblin?
Nope.
Okay, so you hear goblin. It sounds like 2 of the goblins are speaking to another goblin. It sounds like one of the goblin is like maybe a boss. Like not a boss encounter, but like an authority figure amongst the 3 goblins.
Supervisor.
A supervisor, sure.
The general manager comes out. Do you speak? You speak a lot of things, right, Henry?
I know a few languages. Unfortunately, not Goblin.
Damn it, Henry.
Sorry.
What about you, Manny? I would be very impressed.
Why would I speak goblin, boss?
You're a man of many talents. I don't know.
We kill goblin on mines.
Yes.
Sometimes interrogating one to find where the rest are can be useful.
The thing opens again, and you can see it's the same goblin, but the other 2 goblins are nearby. They're within earshot.
Hello.
Are you selling or pawning?
Well, rather, what would you offer for this?
He looks over. He shows like a little tablet to not like a computer tablet, but
An iPad?
like a little slate tablet. You can't see what's on the tablet, but he's showing it over his shoulder to the other ones, and one a goblin claw goes over and kind of points at something on the tablet.
I take money, items, I don't know.
We'll give you $1,000 and 5,000 store credit.
Ooh. Quite the bargain there. I will, no, I won't do it.
Well, I do know the value of this thing. That 5,000 is quite nice. Could you do possibly $1,500?
And 4,500 store credit?
Do you know the value of this thing?
Nope.
Give me a praise check.
Oh, I could help him out. I'm pretty good at appraisal.
Henry, could you take a look at this? I know we've looked at it before, but
Yes.
I think I might need a refresher.
I will adjust my glasses, lean in, scrutinizing it through the barrier, and 31.
This.
Ooh, that nice.
So did you identify it before or not? Who identified this item before?
I don't
It
remember.
was communal.
Okay. So 31. A +3 weapon for you to buy on the open market is worth 18 grand, plus the cost of the weapon itself. They should be offering you 18,300 divided by 2. So it should be around 9150. They're offering you a much lower amount.
Yes. I would say market price for something like that, my dear friend, is more along the lines of upwards of $9,000.
I'm gonna.
The goblin. Did you hear that?
Yes. Yes, we do not believe that we can get 9,300 and still make a profit.
A profit.
Yes, we will have to sell this. This is captured magic.
He chose his words very carefully.
Oof.
He does have a point.
You want to sell, yes?
Bit of a hot item.
Yes. Okay. Well.
Transportation costs, storage,
Yes. But
secrecy.
the risk I've been taking, holding on to this item and bringing over to here, has some value, right?
Yes,
Less than a ninth.
$1,500 and 4,500 store credits.
What if? Hear me out. We're at 9, right? That is a market thing, but you can't make a profit off of 9. So if we did 3 plus 2 more, $1,000, we'd be pretty good, right?
You want $3,000 and 2,000 store credits?
No. I'll keep the credit at $4,500 and keep $3,000 and $2,000.
You want $2,000 and 4,500 store credit.
Plus $3,000. With the $2,000 and the $4,500 score.
Your math is not,
Say deal.
Deal. Say yes. Yes, you will sell me this. You will buy this.
no deal.
And they shut the door.
Well, that didn't quite go very well.
You can hear them arguing.
I'm gonna knock again.
Okay.
Have you had time to think?
Do you have a reasonable counteroffer?
Well,
We are at $1,500 and 4,500 store credit.
if we're at the 3 plus the 2 and the 45, let's go.
My friend here.
2,000 plus 4,000 with the $4,500 store credit.
That is not.
I'm just trying to talk faster and faster, so they begin to just be like, what is he saying?
Okay, they're starting to become very flustered.
Is that a good flustered or a frustrated flustered?
You actually hear the store proprietor coming over when he hears the goblins are starting to get flustered. Is everything all right in there? He says he doesn't come into the little roped off curtained off area.
Oh yes, just some fun bargaining.
Yes, my friend here is engaging in some spirited negotiations.
This is my first time. I'm having it's a blast.
Is very passionate about a good deal, but less so about his arithmetic studies, I believe.
All is fair in war and commerce.
Wish you would have said love.
Isn't love just a subset of commerce?
I love this
Commerce
guy.
by other means.
Could I ask him to come and maybe?
No, the goblins settled down when he came over. It's almost
okay.
they were afraid of him and they stopped fretting.
So what do you say?
How about we make you a counteroffer?
Ooh, this sounds good.
$2,000 and $4,500 store credit.
That puts you up to $6,500 total. You're taking a loss of $2,500. if you were to be able to sell this at market price, which you probably won't because it's a bit of a hot item,
Let's see.
it's a reasonable deal, I would think.
The goblins, while they've told you this thing's stolen, they're giving you a good price, and despite the fiend saying all's fair in
Right.
bartering, they haven't tried to, like, strong arm you at all.
Right. That's what keeps me going.
Oh, we'll just turn around and tell the Inquisitors that you that you have this item. Take it, bye. You know, like, they want you as a customer,
Right.
Or can't turn around all the shady customers. I mean, then you'll have no customers.
Well, sir, I think. Let me think. So, you're offering 2,045.
Yes. This is a lot of money.
I suppose. I mean, I do run across, me and my friends, a lot of interesting trinkets that we would obviously be bringing back. We are quite the adventurers, I'd say.
Any customer is a good customer.
Yes, but especially us. We find ourselves in quite the predicaments, Henry.
Oh, yes. Quite a bit of adventure.
The goblin turns around and says something in goblin to the superior. The superior actually comes to the booth and sits down in front of you. Like, there's a much more wrinklier goblin now talking to you.
Hello.
He's got a nicer shirt on.
Beautiful.
He's got hair coming out of everywhere.
Did you get that here? It's gorgeous.
Yes, and you will earn points.
Ooh.
We have an abacus in the back where we keep track of all the interesting things that certain people find.
Ooh.
You may receive better deals as time goes on.
Ooh. Well, I like that. What does it take? Is it a 10 for 1, or what are we talking about? Are we just overall prices here?
Our methods are for us to know,
Ah,
but know that we will remember you when we need to.
very good. Is that a Porsche? Anyways, okay, well, you're offering me 2,000, right? 4,500 store credit?
Yes, that is our counter offer. Do you accept?
Oh, maybe if you threw in 5,000 more dollars for some drinks with me and my friends to celebrate.
He blinks. You hear one of the goblins basically say, "You see what I'm meaning?" and the supervisor puts up his hand.
500's nothing to this. I mean, it's a simple, trustful wink.
500. You said 5.
Oh, sorry.
Can you
My
say
O's
apples?
get crossed.
Thank you. All good things.
Can I smoke in here?
He blinks. The incense seems to be coming from the back, so he doesn't say no, but he doesn't say yes.
We can provide 3 drink tokens.
One for each of you for the pearl.
Funny thing about the Pearl, we're in good relations with the owner. We're actually helping him out. So, I mean, generous, but to us it would be something minimal.
How about 3 tokens for a haircut or tooth pulling at the Pillar of Osiris?
Ooh, a haircut. Manny, you could use a haircut.
You know that this is the barber shop, also / surgeon, also / mortuary and shrine.
Surgeon.
They apparently he's
okay.
3 free haircuts, dude. 3 haircuts.
You can have those 3 tokens for the Pillar of Osiris and the tokens for the pearl.
Ooh. 6 total?
On top of the $2,000 and 4,500 store credit.
You got a deal, you slimy bastard.
okay. the goblin just sort of looks at you. He actually produces a small form and asks for you to make your mark.
Come on.
There's also a box for you to put your thumbprint into.
I'm gonna sleight of hand my knuckle of my thumb, not my real print.
Okay.
Do you want to check? Or?
Yeah, I want a sleight of hand check as the goblin's watching you sign. They do ask for your name.
You can refer to me as.
No, they're asking like there's a part on the form where he's asking you to fill in your name.
Oh, well, I'll be honest about. Well,
So you write down Luudo.
where the hell? Okay.
Come and knock on the door.
Nice.
And your sleight of hand?
21.
That's good enough. You see, it was 20. Does he notice? He seems to be busy. They give you they're kind of like big placards that each represent store credit here.
Okay.
You get 4
Equivalent.
placards of 1,000 and 1 placard that's 500.
Okay.
This weird sort of in-store currency. They do in nice crisp bills.
Hey.
In 100s. Count
Wow.
out the 5. And your item, they close everything up, and your item is now disappeared after you provide the paperwork.
Pleasure. I will definitely be back here.
You're kind of talking to closed window.
Did you hear me?
Yes, please come back.
Okay. Bye. I should have got his name. Well, you see, Henry, that's how you do that.
That was quite impressive.
Mark down the tokens for the Pillar of Osiris.
Free haircuts, free drinks.
Let's go pamper ourselves. That's a-
Haircut or tooth pulling?
I know a gift who could really use that tooth pulling. Maybe for some favors?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about him.
So it was 4,500 store credit,
Yep.
$2,000.
The honest fiend comes gliding by. You notice he had just shared a couple of words with William, and William, the guard, just sort of walked away. Is there anything I can help you spend your hard-earned money on?
Ah, yes. Anything you're on the market for, Luudo?
Me in particular?
Perhaps something to help you a little more sneaky
Yeah.
or get into places hard
Yeah,
to
what do you
get
got in
into.
the sneaky stuff? You got some cloaks?
Yes.
What about spectacles? You got any good spectacles that would help me?
Yes. He thinks for a moment. Zimp, what spectacles do we have on hand? I'm assuming magical ones.
Yes, boss, I will go check.
He scuttles away. It's like the imp doesn't use his wings for some reason.
Scuttling him? Maybe they're clipped.
Master, is he interested in spectacles of understanding?
I don't know, Zimp. Are you interested in spectacles of understanding?
What would those do exactly?
They are spectacles that allow someone to understand a particular written language. They are good at identifying forgeries and the like. I have a set myself when I'm looking at official documents.
Could be useful, but Luudo's.
I'm more of the tinkering sort, you might say.
I see. No, Zimp, he is not interested in the spectacles of understanding.
All right, I will check it out.
Zimp goes off. This continues. He ends up apparently Zimp can only remember one thing at a time, or he's very focused. single-threaded. He comes back and offers you something called Eyes of the Eagle. That are set in kind of goggle form. Eyes of the Eagle give you a +5 competence bonus on perception checks. They're 2,500 gold pieces.
Or store credit.
You could use your store credit.
They do plus what to perception? Sorry, plus
+5.
5. Perception check. You know.
Or Luudo, perhaps? Some sort of poison? Are you a man of poisons?
Yeah, and I'm quite curious about projectiles lately in the form of I guess a bomb would be fun or interesting.
Perception is good, don't get me wrong, but
We tend not to deal in consumables.
Smart.
Poisons would be the purview of some of the other shopkeepers around here. Might I suggest 3 dead frogs?
Wonderful.
thank you.
Of course you could tell old Agnew that I sent you there.
Ah, very kind.
And he produces like out of thin air like one of his cards. You actually have one of the cards, and he
From the
it's this
hotel.
it's elaborate. This is elaborate card that says
Devil's Fork Pawn Shop. Give this to her.
and she will know that I have provided her with a new customer.
So what are the price of those spectacles you just showed?
2,500 of your store credit.
Just the same as the other ones, huh?
Easy come, easy go.
Oh, Luudo, you're quite dexterous. Perhaps something to make you even more so?
Would I am quite the dexterous man here. I do need to make quick action on things like that.
Okay, while you guys are shopping around for things,
Feel free to look at
PFSRD
for wondrous items.
to what to spend your money on. I don't think you can afford +4 dex item. He's already got a +2 dex item.
Okay.
But yeah, this guy seems to be infinite
Patience and politeness,
and you're allowed to spend your store credit now,
or
or
take it away with you.
Right.
Did he have anything in the inventory related to Balbon method?
Let's see.
give me a d4. If we roll
Roll a 1.
he has something related to
1.
Thanks, Mojo.
he comes out of the back end with a
With this really old looking cold iron brazier. Like it's a thing that you
burn like incense.
or like small fires in.
Or like, okay.
This particular item, I understand, came from that temple.
Ooh.
It has survived the ages. I do know that a wizard in the past has used this as a focus or to hold the flames when he has conjured a familiar.
Interesting. I reach to touch it. It's not cursed or anything. Do you mind if I touch it?
Yes, you may inspect it.
I will hold it for a minute and do a psychometry check.
Okay. Diabolden just simply watches you with
Polite interest.
and sees what you're doing. You're basically going like this and kind of like reading the aura of the object and holding it and listening to it. And what did you roll?
19.
How many pieces of information?
I think it's just 1. I just barely hit the DC. Let me just double check. Page info. Psychometry. DC 15 appraise. Yeah. Just the 1. I have to beat it by 10 to get additional.
Okay. You got the sense that he was not lying. You caught the image of a chubby man sitting in the dark with, dressed in sort of billowy robes. He had this thing at the center of what looked like a circle, and had stuff inside the burner, and he muttered to himself that he was going to use this to summon something.
Diabolden said it was used to summon familiars.
Yeah, he said something, he muttered underneath his breath, "The votive will illuminate my way to him."
Ah. And how much do you want for this?
Given its historical significance and local importance, I could spare this wonderful brazier for a mere 300 Zoros.
Ah. Excellent. Done.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yes.
Shall I have it placed into a box for you?
Oh, sure. That would be quite lovely.
Okay. There's a small, very thin wood box that it's placed inside of.
Excellent, excellent.
It's kind of it's got some like hay packing, and the imp actually has a small little hammer that as he's hitting the nails in. He actually hits his own finger. And he holds up his finger that's all sort of like broken and flattened, and it sort of pops back up after a while, and then he goes back to hitting the nails in. Diabolden just seems to be normal for Diabolden. He's more interested in paying very close attention to all of you and your needs and wants.
Diabolden, do you have what they call a cloak of fiery vanish? I would be much interested in something of that sort.
Okay, so instead of going through like do you have, make a short list of the things that you want.
That's
and you want a cloak of fiery vanishing. Sure. He can provide that.
What's your price?
Market price. That's fine.
Ah, wonderful.
Okay, if there's anything else you want to spend your money on because you haven't quite gotten it there, make a list. I'm going to switch over to Fareosae and Zephyros. You guys go and fetch that scroll. You kind of go back to your homes when you see a very disheveled. And this is days into your downtime at this point in time. You see a very disheveled looking Malbut kind of limping towards Fareosae's house. Malbut's been back and forth. He has been like providing the money as he's been selling things. The last load of money was quite significant, and but he doesn't look well. He seems to have like bloody stains and dirt on his robes, and you notice him catching his breath for a moment just outside of your house.
I'll go ahead and fly out the window and down.
Oh, this is you guys were returning to market, also
okay.
heading back to your house. So you're on the
Okay.
street at this point.
Malbut,
Oh, no.
dearie, what is wrong? You are not looking your normal Commercial self.
Ah, yes, Malbut needs to speak to you.
Yes. Well,
Shall we do this in the safety of inside?
You notice him glancing over his shoulder.
yes, we should.
Do not worry, I have not lost any of your monies.
I wouldn't dream you would do that. You are. Your God would never forgive you.
Oh, no. No, Malbut,
I would forgive you, but your God would never forgive you for losing our money.
no, I did not lose any of your money. I may have lost the money I earned from helping you with your services, but I did not lose your money.
Oh, we'll get it back.
He looks worried.
That is not why I'm here. If one is not strong enough to look after their holdings, then it is a cost of doing business, a cost of living.
Yes, come inside now.
The sixth hand he takes, whereas the others provide.
He actually
Interesting.
prays on that remark, and then you invite him into your apartment. Are you going up into Fareosae's apartment, Zephyros?
Yes.
Okay, Pixel kind of dances around your head a little bit, and I wonder if it's gonna fit. Because you've got all sorts of new furniture. Malbut and Zephyros go into Fareosae's home, and you see this grim artwork that is in the middle of being crafted from Fareosae, and this strange looking table that she's made. It's actually pretty good, if not incredibly creepy.
But Zephyros knows better than to comment.
Okay.
He has some wisdom.
All right. Pixel goes and dances around the fairy that is in the Gaedran statue's hands, and then kind of zips off. Malbut is redecorating. He says as he looks up at
Yes.
Zephyros.
Zephyros just glances at him.
A tribute to Zalara's loss, and a very nice table. I needed a table.
Malbut has a very important question to ask you. Malbut hopes the answer is yes.
Probably is. May as well ask it anyway.
Malbut is hoping very much that you have more of something that you sold.
He looks really nervous, and you notice his eyes darting towards Pixel.
More?
You're not gonna like this.
Ooh.
Yes. Malbut was very successful in selling certain dust, he says.
As he's choosing his words very carefully.
However, Malbut thinks that we have gained the ire of someone who is expecting the dust, who thinks that the dust belonged to them.
They don't worship Bompa Dhamadomba, do they?
You can have a hero point, Mark.
Oh, no, he is, Malbut thinks that, he has already paid most of the paying price for the selling of such things. He was able to use the powers of Bompa Dhamadomba to heal himself after the beating he received.
I'm most glad that you were able to.
Yes. But Malbut must now provide more of this substance. As was promised, I believe the person that Gaedran was working with.
So
I
who was
don't
Gaedran working
understand.
with?
Malbut will sit down and explain it to you, friend. Gaedran was grinding up pixie dust, and he had a buyer who would then provide such disreputable substance to those who wish to purchase it. A distributor, if you will. Gaedran was the source. Apparently some snort this substance and others, like wizards, use it in their craft. and their research. I think I know the name of the man who was working with Gaedran. Although I may not be able to wander around alone,